This is where persistence plays a key role. You have no chance against X unless you're willing to constantly reinforce this new idea. Unfortunately, your X factor still has a secret weapon: fear. When fear enters the picture, logic leaves. Think about that. It really doesn't matter how irrational or unfounded the fear may be. Fear allows doubt and uncertainty to flood your mind and overcome this new idea that you've been so sure about. Let's assume that you've decided to start a new business and have just started your first bit of marketing and nothing happens. Even though you know on a conscious level that it takes time, on a subconscious level, your insecurities are playing havoc with your state of mind. What if no one ever responds? What if this is all a mistake? What if I fall flat on my face? No matter how much you think you want to try and develop a new mindset of wealth, your old beliefs about money will constantly try to wear down your resolve. If you make the mistake of giving into this fear and worrying about it constantly, it will only serve to bring about your worst case scenario. Let me share a story with you about a woman named Sally. She decided to quit her job to become a writer. She was already well on her way. She was producing income from her writing before she quit her corporate marketing job. She tells of her own battle with X. I looked forward to quitting my job for years. I'd always dreamed of writing for a living, and over the past 4 years had built my freelance business up to a substantial level. The week that I finally quit, I was exhilarated and ready to start my new life. That feeling lasted about 7 days. The beginning of my second week working from home, I was consumed by a feeling of fear that I can't even explain. I'd already proven to myself that I could do this, and I had enough jobs lined up to the last several months. But still, the what ifs would not leave me alone. What if the jobs dried up? What if I missed my deadlines? What if my house burned down with all my research files? What if most of them weren't even rational or logical, but they kept me awake at night worrying? This is what we're talking about. After a couple of weeks drowning in this fear, I realized that I'd hardly worked at all. I'd always thought that I could never really make a living writing, and now, due to my negative mindset and constant worry, it was coming true. I quickly focused my mind on the positive vision I'd had of creating a career I loved, and I refused to allow my mind to dwell on the fear. Sure enough, the fear subsided, but that doesn't mean it has never reared its head since. It has, but now I know to immediately focus on the positive and refuse to allow it to distract me from what I really want for my life. It's like pulling a weed, right? If you first see it and you pull it, it's not that difficult. But if you don't, before you know it, how many other weeds have popped up? And the roots have taken hold even more. So that's why you want to be alert when these thoughts are coming into your conscious mind and toss them out as fast as they try to come in. But if you don't, just like Sally's story, you can at any point turn it around. It's just, do you want to do it when it's easier, or do you want to do more work? That's it. It's just like gardening. You know when you see that first weed or first couple, just stop and pull them. But so many of us just walk on past, and then the whole garden is full of weeds. But they still can all be pulled. You see, as Sally found out, your subconscious will accommodate any thought that you entertain. If those thoughts are negative, it will provide even more negative reinforcement, more weeds. When you reduce your efforts or quit because of fear, You give yourself a lot of good reasons for the decision you made. It's too difficult. I'm in over my head. I don't have the skills for this. But fear is rarely one of them. Fear is actually the trigger for this mental rebellion. Fear provides an avenue for all the worries and concerns you've ever had to come pouring through. For many of us, it's almost impossible to resist for any period of time. When you introduce and implement a new idea or way of thinking, power comes from your belief that this new idea is right and good. If fear takes over, it closes off your channel to this power. It internalizes your problem. Fear can keep you from logically working out the next step that you need to find the solution you require. It shuts you down. It helps you make an excuse to give up. Take starting a new business. Fear can rob you of the ability to see what is really going on in the marketplace. It can keep you from seeing additional opportunities. It can alter the way you perceive your current results. If fear dominates your mindset, you could easily assume that you're a bad business person or that your product won't work for the market you had envisioned. But the truth could very well be that you are simply approaching the market from the wrong angle, and your marketing could be more effective. You need to learn to push the fear aside so you can see it for what it really is. If you can master fear, you can look for solutions, not waste energy worrying. When you're dealing with X and Y factors, your channel of power is either open or closed. Only by constantly reinforcing the new ideas and practicing new actions that support that idea will you be able to keep this channel to power open. It is what gives you the tools to overcome your old way of thinking. So you definitely want to keep it open. Remember, you have the ability to reject the fear your X factor tortures you with. You have the choice not to dwell on the what ifs. You don't have to give in to fear. I have a good friend of mine, Melanie Brown. She's writing a book, Let Fear Fail. That's a great title, and it's going to be a great book. You choose to reject that fear by allowing yourself to become emotionally involved with the Y factor and all the good it's going to bring into your life. Any new idea or thought process Any new idea or thought process you introduce has to, with your help, grow strong enough to overpower the old ideas deep set in your mind. Those old thoughts don't just magically disappear. It is a fight and a struggle. And once you've accepted the new idea and truly believe in it, you must remain vigilant. Keep that new idea strong and the negative ideas at bay, because, given the chance, they'll try their best to come home. Make no mistake about it. Close the door. Don't let them in. Many people express their wants and desires as a wish. This is why. They hope that their lives will change, but they have not made the commitment to make that happen. They want it to be easy, a fantasy that comes true with the wave of a magic wand. And of course, it doesn't. They quickly fall back into old habits and never move toward what they say they want. Eventually, they convince themselves it was just a pipe dream anyway, and that it never could have happened. The sad part is that it absolutely could have. They could have had everything their hearts desired, but they didn't commit to the new idea. Thus, the old negative thoughts weren't even disturbed. They didn't even need to make an argument. And if you make it that easy on your X factor, I promise you, you'll get the same results. And I know you don't want to go through life saying, I could have been a millionaire. The thoughts, habits, and attitude of the life you have been living up to now have produced the results you now live with. These new ideas are a struggle to implement, but they will be what produce the life you dream of as long as you can stay focused. If you do, the new ideas will find a permanent home in your mind. This is the best result you can hope for. As the new idea becomes stronger, you'll see the results manifest themselves in your life. Over time, it becomes your new paradigm or belief. If you can go from making $100,000 per year to $1 million per year, then why not 10 million or 100 million? Why not? I often tell people to start with the idea that they can turn their yearly income into a monthly income. This gives them an exact dollar figure to work with in their mind. It's important to be precise. If you start with an idea that you just want more money, that doesn't give you a concept that you can become emotionally involved with. $5 is more money. It's just too vague. Once you have an amount, let's work with 1 million, then you are able to start searching for ways to make that figure a reality. Buy yourself a small calculator like I have and carry it with you all the time like I do. When I find myself with some extra time waiting in an airport or flying from one place to the next, I will often take out this little calculator and start working out how I will make my next $1 million. The first thing I do is to punch in the total amount I want to earn into the calculator, $1 million. Henry Ford said if you want to make a big job easy, break it into small parts. I take what he said literally. I divide the million by 12. That's for 12 months, meaning I'm going to give myself a year to do this. 1 million divided by 12 is 83,333. That's how much I have to earn every month, but that's still a pretty big number, so let's reduce it further. We'll divide the 83,333 by 4.3 since there are 4.3 weeks per month. Our new number is $19,380, so that's how much I have to earn every week. Okay, I'm going to stop and start again.